I actually wanted to get a Pebble Round for my baby mama, but those are going for well over $100 on eBay. So she'll have to settle for a Temu Round, which is actually this nice looking pink smartwatch called a DOOGEE Venus. The advertising claims this to be IP68 water resistant. It can get notifications, even has a menstrual cycle reminder. Too bad it can't send me an automated message instead of only notifying the person that wears it. The visible display measures about 28 millimeters or roughly 1.1 inches from an overall diameter of 1.6 inches. Thickness is about 10 millimeters or 0.4 inches. The rotating dial is just for show. As far as the rotation control goes, it can only act as a button press. Functions as a back or menu key depending on where you are in the user interface. You cannot take any calls on this watch, but you can end the call or mute the call. There's no built-in speakers or microphones on this watch. The battery capacity is 200 milliamp hours. It claims to take 2.5 hours to charge, and it's supposed to last 7 days on typical usage. The interface is typical of these types of watches. Swiping to the right brings you the menu. Unfortunately here you're stuck with this all show no function Apple Watch style that's really hard to make out what it is or to actually select the icon because they're so small. In other smartwatches they let you change it to a more functional list menu that has text beside it so you know what the icon is for, but here you're stuck with trying to pick from a grid of tiny icons. Swiping left lets you go through all the apps. You cannot remove the ones you don't want or rearrange the order. If I wanted the music app control, because that's my most frequently used function, I have to swipe it 7 times. Swiping down brings you the settings menu. Here you can toggle the battery savings mode, adjust the brightness, toggle the vibration, and another set of redundant controls that lets you toggle the vibration and brightness in addition to resetting or turning off the watch. Swiping up brings you to your notifications list with a clear all at the end. The message source icon such as SMS or WeChat is visible. However, it can only hold 5 total notifications. Any more and it will overflow and be removed. You also have to exit the message to get to the next one. You cannot go to the next message from within a message. There are more settings available through the app, which for this watch is called DOOGEE. So let's install DOOGEE and connect. For some reason, the instructions don't mention the name of the app. To even get to the app, you have to scan the QR code and it links you to the Play Store page. Here we go. Let's do a search and connect. Set up your profile. It's nice that it's defaulted to imperial units. Let's go through the permissions. On the app, once installed, we have a tab that summarizes your health metrics. There's also a tab with GPS tracking for movement when you're going through the exercise program of running, walking, or biking. Another tab for more settings on the watch like notifications, alarms, and other features. And a profile tab to change your profile. Included is a guide on how to set up your app so the OS won't kill it in the background. Seems to be useful for certain tweaked branded OSs like Samsung's One UI, but the other phone information is not applicable to modern Androids where the settings do not exist. And that leads me to setting up the battery optimization since we're at this point of the app. Simply pull down the notifications panel twice, hit the gears setup icon, go to apps. .fit is on the top since it's the last app we used. Scroll down the battery and choose unrestricted. Hit back to make sure it's applied. Now let's set up the notifications. .fit only lets you choose from a preset list of apps to get your notifications from. So if you want to get a buzz from say Uber or eBay, you can't unless you choose others. But in that case, you will get buzz for all your notifications, and that can get to be a bit too much, especially if you have a persistent notification present. For the other features, there are movement reminders, a find watch function, which only vibrates the watch, so if it's somewhere where you can't hear the vibration, it won't help you, and a remote camera shutter. And of course, the menstrual cycle reminder. For watch faces, the watch came with some built-in watch faces, and they look like they fit this watch's style. The ones in the store looks mostly generic and the same as the other ones from the other watches of this class. Some seasonal ones and some digital ones and some analog ones, but not all of them have the same information present. Or you can upload your own picture and change what is displayed and position it to your liking, but you're limited to the date and steps. No battery life or weather can be displayed on your custom picture watch face. For the battery life, the website and instructions claim it has a 7-day battery. I fully charged it and so far it's still working after 5 days, so I do believe 7 days is possible. For the phone calls, as advertised, this watch cannot answer calls directly but will only mute or decline. I found that the mute button does not work on my Android 13 Pixel phone, but the decline does work, which is good enough for me. It would have been nice if it would let me answer with a speakerphone instead of having no answering ability at all. So after using this watch for over a week, I feel the watch actually works well as a notification device. I can feel the vibration on my wrist, even though there's no setting for the strength is strong enough. It lets me see my incoming messages without having to pick up my phone, and I can decline the phone calls, usually from spam callers. There was one time when the phone and SMS notifications stopped coming in, but a disconnect and a reconnect through the app fixed it. It hasn't happened ever since, so hopefully it's just a one-time thing and it won't become frequent. Also, the SMS notifications for text messages only work for a basic single text message. If you enable RCS for text, it won't come through at all. Also, MMS messages like images and group texts won't come through. This was the same issue I had on a different watch that used the same DaFit app, so hopefully DaFit can fix this in the future. As for the rest of the features such as the fitness tracking, I wouldn't trust these on this type of watch. I've said it before, I wish these companies would just stop putting these fake features on these watches and focus on improving actual features it can pull off well at this price point, like interval timing apps, a white screen flashlight, better watch face editing, and most importantly, more flexible notifications. Hope this information is helpful. If these features and limitations work for you, it's an affordable and stylish choice.